Okay, now I have sound because I see the green dots. Okay, the try before the last try, I saw the green dots, but I didn't know the next try I had to reset my settings again. So now I reset the settings, I press go live, and I see the green dots. So I'm pretty sure I have sound. Oh my God. It's like, anyways, YouTube doesn't want me sharing my thoughts, right? It's a conspiracy. Anyways, I'm just going to start off where I left off, and I had no sound because, well, one, I just want to share that vitamin C, how it helped me, because I had a cough for a while in my house, and I was just letting it go on and on. I don't know why. And then it occurred to me, like, Dush, like take vitamin C, So I took like, I don't know, probably like 20,000 milligrams over the course of a couple of days, and the cough pretty much eliminated. So maybe I had something going on that my body wasn't clearing. I didn't have enough vitamin C, obviously. So anyways, I just want to talk about how people, when they hear the word science, they think that word is synonymous with the word fact. It's not. It's not. It's simply not. Science is like an art, I say that science is the art of trying to prove your philosophy, trying to prove your beliefs and your assumptions about what you see and what you observe in the world. I think that what we see is fact. We see that there's a sun in the sky. We see there's a moon. We see that John is sick. Microbiologists can look under a microscope and they could see these little, cells and things and things they call viruses under electron microscopes. Fine, that's a fact. What you see, you can see it with your eyes. But when it comes to your thoughts that surround what that thing is and the function of that thing and what that thing does, that's where we break off into groups. That's where we differ and debate and say, no, I believe that this is that. I believe this, and both groups try to prove what they believe, right? We all know that allopathic medicine hasn't done a very good job at proving, one, that, vaccines are safe and effective, even though they say that 1,000 billion times, and they're going to stick to it because that's how brainwashing works, right? You just stick to your story and you don't let go. You just gaslight people instead. So, all right. So people think that those two words mean the same thing. Science is just man trying to figure out the world around them and prove their assumptions about what it is they're observing, through whatever methods they use, right? Science is fallible, man is fallible. So, and that's the problem. They're putting these theories, medical theories, I feel like have no place in the law, especially when they're theories about people's bodies and what they should be doing with their bodies or to their bodies, right? So that's the problem. And, my dream and my hope is to take, I don't know, the state, the country to the Supreme Court and, get the medical monopoly totally removed from, they should not be included in lawmaking or in laws, their philosophies. Because it's like religion, they're trying to prove their theories. There's other theories out there, and it's not right that the state would side with one and condemn others. Just like in religion, I see it as no different, because when the state tells me, I need to do this or that, okay, so why should I believe you? This is my body, right? My body, my choice, right? Why should I believe the people that you believe? So you're asking me to engage in faith. You're asking me to believe you. And I don't, and I don't agree. So, even my state constitution clearly says that I have the right to seek and pursue my own safety and happiness. I don't think that the right, okay, but see, this is how the medical monopoly does it. They did it with the germ theory. This is how they did it. That's how they infiltrated, law and government, is through the germ theory, by saying, we have found something that is, contagion. And if these people don't do what we say, then everybody's going to be in danger, right? And I think that is partly why they have switched up their argument. Remember in the beginning, we used to hear like, wear a mask because it's going to protect you, right? It's going to protect you. Now we don't hear that. Now we hear, well, wear a mask, not because it's going to protect you, because it's not going to protect you. It's going to protect Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? It's going to protect them, not you. I mean, and why did they switch their argument? Because they know that they cannot force you to do anything to your body for your health. So they've made it a public safety issue. That's the trick. Make it a public safety issue. Then, the state or the government feels that they have to put it, if it's a matter of public health, then we've got to insert it into the law, right? That's the trick they use. And they use the germ theory to do it. Hello. So they use the germ theory to get them to do the whole public safety thing. And that's the thing. It's a theory, right? It's a theory that's been disproven by other scientists, right? What's his name? Stephen Lanka. There's a ton of them. There's a book I want to get called Goodbye Germ Theory. So here we have legislation sitting, on a theory, and I think that should be overruled and taken to the Supreme Court. But we already have Jacobson versus Massachusetts, which what this guy was proclaiming in Jacobson versus Massachusetts was that he had a reaction, or he was afraid to have a bad reaction to a vaccine. Well, to that they just said, well, that's not going to happen. That's not a good enough reason, essentially. And all these doctors say that that's not very likely. He lost that. So, and that was a Supreme Court case, unfortunately. And so I think that I think the medical monopoly needs to get, or the state needs to get taken to the Supreme Court, but probably not on the basis that vaccines are not safe for everyone, because they'll just say, well, it's safe for most people, and it just harms a few, and so, which we know is not true, because they're the ones who control. If you say you got, brain injured from a vaccine, like, you might not get compensated. They might not even acknowledge you. So way more people are hurt by vaccines than are acknowledged. So, like Jim Dandy says, this guy I follow on Facebook, he has this anti-vaccine group, that we have to go for the jugular. We have to take down the giant, and that's the germ theory. Or just, completely point out that the germ theory is based on, a certain philosophy, and that's basically the same as religion, and you can't have people trying to believe in your philosophy. And then, let it get thrown out under the First Amendment that Congress cannot establish laws, from any kind of religion. They can't do that. And that's exactly what they're doing. So what do you call that? Scientism or secular humanism, maybe? Because I bet that allopathic medicine in itself is probably rooted and comes out from, atheism and evolution and so on and so forth. So that's where the roots come from. I think this is why they know that they can give people religious exemptions somehow. And I don't feel like I've gathered all the thoughts properly to communicate the message, but it's something along those lines. Maybe somebody can come along and say it better than me, but somehow medical tyranny needs to be removed from the state. There needs to be a separation, like there was a separation between church and state. There needs to be a separation between any kind of medicine and people's bodies and state. So, it has to, I think the medical field should be treated exactly like religion. So that's my thoughts. And let me see here. Yeah, I feel that the state has no place choosing which form of medicine or which kind of doctrine of medicine that people should believe in. And they don't have a right telling people what they should believe in for their bodies. And even if they think it comes down to public safety according to the germ theory, because again, that is a theory. Where are there studies proving contagion? You know, where are the studies that my droplets actually infect, you know, somebody else? And then there's a thing that people can manipulate studies. You know, there's too much of a belief factor in medicine. You know, when people choose to go to a doctor, most of them don't really research what the doctor has offered them or said to them. They trust the doctor. They engage in faith. They go to the doctor by faith. Somebody told them this guy is good, so they go by faith and they trust, right? That's like religion. So yeah, medical freedom, essentially, I guess, is I'm talking about. Medical freedom is religious freedom because different medical beliefs stem from different philosophical ways that we see the world. I feel that when the state tries to control our face and breathing, that is direct overreach, directly unlawful. So they can't prove that masks protect other people. Also, okay, the original reason I wanted to make this live stream, okay, this was my major thought for today, was that when you wear a mask, you are silently making a decree. You're silently coming into agreement with this. You're coming to agreement that you are a weapon and that you are carrying something dangerous and that you can harm others with, you know, with your mouth. That you're a carrier. And that, you know, you're walking around and you can just kill people if you take off your mask. That's what you're saying. You're coming into agreement that you're asymptomatic, which is not even true. That's more bullshit. That you're asymptomatic carrier and that, you know, you're a threat. When you wear a mask, you're saying, I am a threat. I'm a threat. So I'm going to cover my mouth because I carry something that can kill you. That's what you're agreeing with. You're not being a good person. Let's take the morality out of this BS. You know, you're not being a good person when you do what your governor says. So, yeah. So what I wrote here is wearing a mask is an agreement that you are a dangerous bioweapon and can kill just by being alive. That you believe that. So yeah, but I would say that, you know, so basically that's what we're saying. We want you to wear a face covering because you're dangerous. You need to protect your neighbors from yourself because you're dangerous. So we need you to wear a face mask because you're dangerous. Well, here's my religious argument to that. I don't believe you. My body is not dangerous. Face covering agreement is a violation of my conscience, of what I know to be true of my body. You want me to admit that I believe what you and your allopathic authorities believe about my body, but I believe what God says about my body. It is fearfully and wonderfully made, and my body is whole. My body is not broken. Hey, anonymous informer. So I was just saying that when people agree to wear face coverings, that they're agreeing that they're a danger to society, and they're a bioweapon. So by wearing masks, I don't see you as a good person. I see you as somebody who's saying, I'm a bioweapon and I'm dangerous, so stay away from me. Oh, Sheena. I tried to do this live stream like 10 times, literally. Oh my God. Oh, let me type it in. So yeah, that's what people are agreeing to. They might not know they're agreeing to that. Maybe they just haven't thought of it that way. All people think is, that they're being a good person. Well, why are you being a good person? Because you believe that you're a weapon and that you're keeping yourself from harming other people. So that's what you're saying that you believe. And I don't believe that about myself. You know what I mean? That's not what I believe, is not what the authorities choose to believe about my body. I believe what God says about my body, that it's fearfully and wonderfully made, that I'm whole through the blood of Jesus, that I have shalom in my body, that I'm, complete, nothing missing, nothing broken. I'm the temple of the Holy Spirit, and I have the breath of God, who is life. He's life. He's not death or disease or destruction. And you want to tell me that I'm disease, that I'm death, destruction, that I'm, just going to kill people by breathing. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with your belief, is, what I'm saying to the state. And they're overstepping their boundaries by telling me to believe something that's not true about my own body. So my breath is not contaminated. So yeah. Same here. All the math woke me up to how many are being fooled by media. I became very depressed. I know. I feel better watching other people's videos too. Honestly, because it is discouraging. Like just yesterday, I wasn't feeling discouraged yesterday. I was feeling more like stressed because I had found out that I got an email from the public health department that they were going to try to, here, bud, stand over here. I don't want you in the camera because I don't want people seeing my kids. I don't know. What? I had got an email from the public health department that they were going to add that into the law. They were going to amend that actually into the emergency regulation. So I was like all stressed out trying to like get my thoughts together. I'm like, oh my God, I have to write a letter saying that, I want to go to the hearing. So now I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say at the hearing, if they don't knock this out before September, because that's when the hearing will be. So, but, one thing I hate that I am feeling is fear. And I hate that. I hate feeling fear about, the government or anything like that, or anxious about going to a store. It's like I shouldn't have to feel like, what am I going to do when I go to the store? Like, are they going to ask me questions? Like, that doesn't seem like a free society to me. Long hair version. Oh, really? I know. Hopefully people go. I mean, I'll go. I don't care. I'll be, I'm still a voice, right? If I'm the only one, but hopefully, probably not. Will definitely not be the only one. But fear of the sheeple, like the people are going to report you or something like that. I called my Kroger yesterday. I had a conversation with that guy on the phone. The guy was like, I didn't remember speaking to this guy before, but the guy was like, oh, I think I remember talking to you at the beginning of this. I'm like, I don't really remember talking to you, but you might have talked to me, because I was like, look, I'm not trying to be harassed by employees, or whatever. So I'm like, I'm not wearing a mask. And like I said in my video before, like he tried to throw the virtue signaling at me. I was like, ain't gonna work here, buddy. I hate manipulation. I hate if people try to tell me I have to do something to be good. It's like, okay. That means I should do the opposite. What's up, bud? You want some? Need something? If you guys can get the computer on. Can you get it on? Yeah, I know. Anybody know the name of a good detangler spray? Because I need one. Bad. Right? Man, I wonder what, what's his name? Carl Miller would say if he was alive. I wonder what his constitutional argument would be. He'd probably use the same argument he developed for everything else, but... Oh, okay. Yeah, if you know the name of a good detangler, because my boy's got long hair and it's really hard keeping up with the knots and stuff. Whew, it's getting cold in this basement. So, what else here? So then on the legal side, yeah, on the legal constitutional side, the, okay, I believe it's Marbury versus Madison. Okay, Marbury versus Madison. Oh, coconut oil? You know what? I need to try that. I have coconut oil. It's like, why didn't I try that? Marbury versus Madison, which I still haven't read. I can't even keep up with things I'm supposed to read. Like, I need supernatural divine help from God, because there's no way that I could, like, read all, you know, all this and know all this in a short time. And you listen to Carl Miller, I don't know if you've ever listened to him before, but he just talk. And he's like, you need to read all these cases, because if you go in front of a judge and you haven't read these cases, he's just going to throw your case out. It's like, great, how am I supposed to read all these friggin' cases? They're like 60 pages each. But Marbury versus Madison, I think, is the case that states that the state cannot make laws that are contrary to the Constitution against the law of the land. And then if they do, there's another case that basically says you can ignore that law. And that's how he develops the argument for the whole license thing. Boy, just thinking about trying to go in front of a judge and fighting the thing about license, you know, like saying, you know, this case says that Murdoch versus Pennsylvania says that the state cannot convert a right into a privilege and issue a license and fee for it. And apparently there's another Supreme Court case that establishes that you have a right, that word right, to travel. So he's got guts, though, because he knows what he was talking about. So, you know. No, I didn't do it. Oh, whoa, I did it with the volume. Is that you talking about, Karen? I know, I finally did it after 1,000 tries. Oh my gosh. YouTube was fooling around with me. So. I don't know if I mentioned this in this video because I started so many dang videos, but I think I did. Okay, so you know how in the beginning they were saying masks protect you individually, but now they've switched their tune. Now they're saying, masks don't protect you, they protect the people around you. I think I might have mentioned that in this video, but you know that I did mention it in this video. Whatever. But yeah, so that's because they know they can't force people to do anything for their own personal health. That's why they're chalking it up to a matter of public safety. So then they have to prove that. And then the study that they're using to try to prove that doesn't even prove that. Because first of all, the Lancet study says face masks. And then the law tries to say, or the mandate tries to say face coverings. Two different things, right? So I don't know where they're trying to go with this, but we are not going to let them go there. I went to the post office earlier today and nobody really said anything. Nobody said anything to me. But I carried with me the executive order just in case. You know, because what else did I have here? Why? And it's like, why would you do something that's not going to benefit you? It's like so dumb. So basically their narrative is it's not going to hurt you and it's going to benefit others. Well, that's not true. It's not true. How many more things can they get us to do under the guise of safety? Well, just do it. Just do it, you know? Yeah. I'm moms to get medical bullying. I don't know. I just didn't want to mention my name on the internet for some reason. I don't know. Because I think when I first started out, there were so many crazy people, like trolls and stuff. And so, you know, our state isn't mandated yet that I know of. Which state is that? That's good if your governor didn't try to mandate it. I watch Peggy Hall with the Healthy American. She hates that word mandate. I have to listen to her most recent video. It's more about like government and stuff and how it works. So, yeah, so, you know, science isn't fact, and there are different health philosophies, and people can, you know, do science to try to support anything. Right? Anybody can do science to try to support whatever philosophy they have that they want to try to prove. It means nothing. It means nothing when people say, oh, but science, but science. It's just, all you're saying is, but yeah, that guy who tried to prove that theory or something. So, yeah. Also, you know, what they're saying by wanting people to wear masks is you're unclean, you know. You're unclean. We can't have you out there just breathing, you know, and spitting. You mean to tell me this whole time we've been spitting on each other in public and we haven't, like, dissolved as humanity? Like, what? The what? You mean to tell me every time I go to the supermarket, people are spitting on me and I don't even know it? That's crazy. Oh, I follow Gregor too, yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm friends with Greg Wyatt too. And whoa, be careful. What else do I have here? That's another thing, people. They're going to say, like, oh, if you don't wear a mask, that means, Dylan, be careful. Please stop. Okay? If you don't feel balanced, don't do it. What was I going to say? Yeah, they were like, oh, you're going to kill people if you don't wear a mask. You're killing people, right? Well, what? Like, where is your proof for that? That I'm just killing people because I'm not wearing a mask. That's so dumb. I mean, where's your evidence to support that? And also, you know, they can't prove willful intent. You know what I mean? I'm following my constitutional rights as a free freeman, whatever, a free woman of the republic. The republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for justice and liberty for all. You guys remember that when we used to have to say the Pledge of Allegiance and all that? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. So, I mean, really. So my state constitution actually says this. You should look up your state constitution and see if it says the same thing. But it says in section 2, absolute and arbitrary power denied. Absolute and arbitrary power over the lives, liberty, and property of freemen exists nowhere in a republic, not even in the largest majority. I mean, how much more controlling over people can you get than telling people to put something over their face? I mean, wow. Let me see. You know, people that think it's thick in the air outside. Oh my God. Yet these people will believe the invisible, but then you tell them about chemtrails, like something you can actually see happening in the sky if you observe it over a longer period of time, and they're like, oh no, no. So they believe, I think I mentioned this in another video too, they believe what they're told by authorities that they can't see, but things they can see themselves, they don't believe. It's like, wow, okay. I don't blame them. I mean, the only reason I think I noticed chemtrailing and geoengineering was because being a mom, sitting outside like all the time, you got watching the kids playing outside. You just start to observe stuff, you know. And then I've started to research the biggest topic of shame. Maybe you guys might shame me. I don't know. The whole, the earth, the flat earth, and the dome and everything like that. And what's really funny about that is that I had kind of been avoiding getting into that topic because I was like, I don't really care about wanting to get into that topic. Like, what I'm researching right now is more than enough, right? So for some reason, like lately, I had been just, inspired to just read Genesis. I was, just read Genesis to my kids. I just kept reading Genesis. I didn't know why. I just was like reading it and like, wow, I didn't know it said that or it said this. And just, so, that kind of opened the door for me a bit to kind of, be open to listen and things like that. I freaked out and ran and looked up at the sky and felt like a mouse. But don't bang into the wall so hard, please. You're being rough to yourself.
It's just sometimes I can't stop it.
Well, don't go too fast.
I can just hold that my butt.
His co-worker was here. I drove for Lyft, had people sneeze, cough on me. My husband delivered me again. Yeah. His co-worker wore a mask, got diagnosed. Yeah. What do you, Dylan, take off the rollerblades, bud. Take them off. You're going to hurt yourself. Oh boy. So yeah. Okay. Did I have anything else? I guess last thing that I wanted to talk about was Carl Miller's special argument. Okay. Do. So I'm going to just mention this one more time. So yeah, so the study that they use to support face coverings, like I said before, the study itself says face masks, but the state is using the word face coverings. I think that matters. The study itself in the Lancet admits, quote unquote, robust randomized trials are needed to better inform the evidence for these interventions. So, and they're just saying, oh, this is the best we have. So here, just take this and this is good enough. Well, no, it's not. It's not good enough. So not good enough to make laws off of, that's for sure. he's trying to use rollerblades. He's practicing on the carpet, going back and forth. Karen, what do you mean you freaked out and ran and looked up at the sky and felt like a mouse in an aquarium? But can you specify? Oh, and then another saying I came up with this morning was, we want to be free from medical tyranny, which, we are free. I hate to say want to be free because then it, feels like it empowers them. I could say we are free from medical tyranny. But I felt small when I realized the earth was not a globe. Yeah. I know. I felt the same way, like walking outside and envisioning like a dome. It's like I almost started to feel claustrophobic. But like when I imagine the world spinning in outer space, that also makes me have a strange, sickening feeling. Like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know, like you're spinning in a black, dark galaxy with no hope or something like that. Yeah, and like all that crap comes straight out the Big Bang Theory and all that stuff. So let's see. Yeah, you feel watched. That's so funny. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. That's so funny. Yeah, so I feel like you can make a lot of different arguments about the face covering thing. Constitutional argument, scientific argument, religious argument. All in all, the state can't enforce something that takes faith and trust. That's my conclusion. I don't know. So, have you guys heard of Carl Miller? I like seeing different people's biblical interpretation on why Earth is flat or not. I used to think round was, so. Really? So kind of like the other way around, round inside and flat on top. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. I don't know Carl Miller either, but I think he actually died already, but he has videos on YouTube titled Carl Miller, Know Your Constitution. But yeah. I actually printed out a transcript of the video because he talks so fast. It's like I needed something to read and grab onto. But so have you guys ever started a sourdough starter? I don't know, for some reason I felt like trying it, and I didn't know people believing in round actually meant literally round. Oh, that's funny. I mean, yeah, you were onto something and you didn't even know you were onto something, right? Yeah, when I listen to the evidence that people put forward as to why they see that the world, the land is flat and the sky is a dome, like the firmament, I can agree with it. I can. So I was like, great. Like now I am basically I'm a total disgrace to everything good in the world system. So I just, I think that's how it is. Either, when you side with what's not acceptable, you're just a disgrace. And, People will hate you for it. So you don't bake well, Karen. You're a disgrace too. We'll just be disgraces together. At least I can expect that so that, I'm not disappointed. I have been in the airplane too, so you know what it looks like from high up. I've been in an airplane, but I don't remember thinking anything about how I thought the Earth looked. I don't know why. Then again, I used to think chemtrailed sunsets looked beautiful or something. Oh my God. The more you see, the more you know, kind of, right? And the whole thing with the Black Lives Matter, I found myself wondering, what are these people, what do they want to accomplish? Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, I haven't really listened to much stuff, but what's their end game? You know what I mean? What's the goal? Like, I know what my goal is. Like, I know what, kind of like what I'd like to accomplish in a sense. And I just wonder what is their goal? What do they want? I think racism is racism exists, obviously. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, I seen a KKK person all like dressed up and everything, walking around in a town, and a couple of them. So, hatred and racism exists everywhere, and I think it's an ancient thing to see certain humans as less than others. So chaos, they want everything destroyed, yeah. So certainly I don't believe that taking down statues is going to change anything or much, but I know I side with, people who say that, it's basically part of the agenda to, like you said, Karen, create chaos. The videos I've seen of it are terrible, like trying to bully people. And that's how these people are. And I know people who agree with the Black Lives Matter shit. And basically what they say, just like the maskers, if you don't wear a mask, you want to kill people, right? Very bipolar. If you're not down with BLM, you're a racist. That's it. You're racist. It's like, dude, I don't care about your organization, and you're wearing masks. So furthermore, I definitely don't care about what you're doing, because you're propagating the bullshit. Like, I always say this, anyone who protests with masks on, you cancel yourself out. Like, you're null and void. Go home. I sounded like your daughter. Always ask me for the window seat. I think the end game is whatever Satan is doing, and he's using evil people as far as humans. I don't know. Right? Kill, steal, and destroy. I just hate feeling nervous, but I guess it's part of the process of, I don't know, growing, feeling that fear, and then, just praying about it, because basically I'm just trusting God to empower me, that's to just overcome, right? I guess everyone has to go through fear. And sometimes I wonder, why am I reading this? Like, why am I even imagining or considering myself going in front of a judge saying these things? It's like, why do I want to do things that like scare me? It's like, it's silly in a way, but It's like, what you ever feel like what you see about yourself and what you imagine yourself doing is like a scary vision. You're like, why do I envision myself doing this when I feel scared at the thought of doing it, you know? She came over and she wanted to join a protest. I thought she was talking about against masks. She said no Black Lives Matter, and she wanted to take her ceremonies. Your daughter's 25? Is she gonna protest with a mask on? I hate this mask thing. Oh my God. I'm afraid about it too. Like, we definitely need to conquer this and nip it right down to the root, you know. So, and you know, me personally, I don't know, you know, what you guys' beliefs about God are and stuff like that, but one thing that encouraged me was just the story about David and how he conquered the giant with one stone. And I was thinking about that in a parallel way, you know, that, you know, with God, all it takes is one, you know, stone to boom, you know, to knock that giant down dead. So, right. You got people online saying that masks are okay and you know, it's fine. It's like, how can you say that? How can you say that? Like, don't you feel that it's wrong? Don't you feel that it's unnatural? Don't you feel when you have a mask on constricted, you know? I mean, and you know, I feel like they're relying on people to have no connection, no connection to their body, only connect with what the authorities say is right for you, and that's what you do. So, you know, also, like, there's some people that I just can't talk to about, you know, my real thoughts on things because they just can't handle it. They want to prove me wrong. That's all they care about. You know, they want to prove me wrong, shut me down. They can't accept, you know, I could probably accept a person and be on an acquaintance with a person who doesn't share the same thoughts as I do. And what you do is you just never have deep conversations with the person. You just kind of keep it on a shallow level because, you know, the person might end up, I don't know, cursing you out or something. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I mean, early on when this started, like March, April, more people in the store were like non-mask wearing people, and now you go to the store and it seems like the majority of people are wearing masks. And the kids, I cannot believe it. Kids wearing a mask. I would have never thought that I would see the day. I would have never thought that I would have to think to see the day that people would think it's okay to put a mask on their child. But it just goes to show you the things that we'll do in the name of safety, right? In the name of being saved, in the name of being saved from death. That's what people are afraid of. What?
And the other pillow is gone. I can't.
Hold on a second, bud. I'm about to end this. Yeah, the friendships fade. Yeah, because, you know, you ever heard that saying, how can two walk together if they don't agree? It's hard. You'd be like in conflict all the time. And that's why there's specific people I don't talk to. because I can't be free with them. And, you know, they get mad. If someone gets mad at me for my thoughts, then, you know, what do I need to talk to you for? If, like, you know, if you can't respect me just as a human who has different views than you, then, you know, go away, you know? Pretend to like them or stay friendless. I know. Tell ya. Yeah, I mean, medical beliefs are no different to me than people having different religious beliefs, you know? And so maybe one day that'll come to pass, who knows? But I'm gonna end the live stream. It was cool chatting with you guys. And that is about it. I'm going to go watch the rest of that Peggy Hall video, and Amanda Volmar just uploaded a new video. So I get encouraged when I watch her as well. But so, all right, guys, chat with you later. Bye.